We are going deep into how embracing our flaws can actually unlock our greatest strengths. Society often views imperfections as something to be ashamed of, something to be hidden away. But what if I told you that these very same flaws are the keys to unlocking your greatest strengths? That's right. Your flaws can actually be your biggest assets, leading you to growth, resilience, and a more authentic life. Self-criticism is a heavy burden to carry, isn't it? It's like having a constant critic in your ear, telling you you're not good enough, that you'll never be perfect. And let's be real, who doesn't want to be perfect? But the truth is, perfection is an unattainable goal, and the pressure to achieve it can lead to anxiety, depression, and a whole host of other mental health issues. We're so hard on ourselves, beating ourselves up over the smallest mistakes instead of acknowledging that it's okay to not be okay. We're human, after all, and it's precisely this humanity that makes us unique and valuable. We're not meant to be robots, churning out perfect results with every step. We're meant to be creative, to take risks, to stumble, and to learn from those stumbles. But instead, we're conditioned to believe that perfection is the only acceptable standard. And if we don't meet that standard, we're somehow less worthy. It's a toxic cycle, and one that's hard to break free from. But what if we could reframe our thinking and see our flaws as opportunities for growth rather than weaknesses to be hidden? Imagine if we could let go of the need for perfection and embrace our quirks and flaws instead. Imagine the freedom, the relief, the sense of authenticity that would come with it. We'd no longer be bound by the need to conform, and we'd be free to explore, to experiment, and to create. Albert Einstein, for example, had a learning disability, but that didn't stop him from changing the face of physics. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first job, but that didn't stop her from becoming one of the most influential women in media. And Stephen King's first novel was rejected 30 times, but that didn't stop him from becoming a best-selling author. These individuals didn't let their flaws hold them back. Instead, they used them as catalysts for growth, and we can do the same. When we're vulnerable, we open ourselves up to connection, to authenticity, and to deeper relationships. We're no longer trying to hide behind a mask of perfection, and we're free to be ourselves, flaws and all. And it's precisely this authenticity that draws people to us, that makes us relatable, and that makes our work meaningful. So, what if we could reframe our flaws as strengths rather than weaknesses? What if we could see them as the keys to unlocking our true potential? Embracing our flaws is a turning point in our lives. It's the moment when we realize that we're not defined by our imperfections, but by our ability to rise above them. It's the moment when we shift from self-criticism to self-acceptance, and when we start to see our flaws as opportunities for growth rather than weaknesses to be hidden. And it's the moment when we start to live a more authentic, more creative, and more fulfilling life. When we embrace our flaws, we open ourselves up to new experiences, new connections, and new opportunities. We become more resilient, more adaptable, and more confident, and we start to see that our flaws are not weaknesses, but strengths in disguise. Flaws are not something to be ashamed of. They're something to be celebrated. They're the keys to unlocking our greatest strengths and to living a more authentic, more creative, and more fulfilling life. Please follow for more and subscribe if you like, and don't forget to check out my next video on personal growth strategies. It's coming soon.